I tested that 3 times before we started recording to make sure it doesn't lag.
No, it still lags.
And it lagged as we started to record. So that's silly. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Voices from Behind podcast, the podcast where every week we, I guess, become more and more depressed as time goes on. I'm Evo, and with me is also another Evo, and this week we're going to talk about Doghouse, but that's going to be a bit later, or maybe sooner, considering that nothing is going on around the world apart from virus. Sorry, I'll join you in that. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time, but yeah, I kind of shit myself. It's about time.
He no longer looks homeless.
Yeah, it was actually going. It went really bad. Like I
Did it?
stood because I needed to take a picture. I looked myself in the mirror. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you need to. What was it for your?
For the thingy, because I forgot to do it like fucking 3 months ago, and I just got reminded. I was like, shit.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it before the end of the year.
Yeah, well, I'm still have to do it, and still stuff I need to do because reasons.
Yeah, I did it like a month after they announced it, so that's the settlement scheme status, whatever.
Yeah, I just zone out with the fucking quarantine because I've been doing nothing.
Same.
This should have been done earlier. Although I have a major piece left to do with it, and that's find my fucking national insurance number because I forgot it because I haven't used it. Yeah, I have to make a phone call.
Have you now got the card?
Oh, I don't think I remember. No, because when I got it, they stopped issuing cards for it.
Oh, seriously?
Basically, oh yeah, so basically they fucking wrote it down on a goddamn piece of paper and gave it to me. I don't have.
Because you didn't get it that far after I got mine, and I got a card.
I got mine in the second year. You got yourself in the first. When I got it, they basically stopped doing the cards.
That's silly.
So yeah, it was written somewhere. It's fucking lost someplace, and I can't fucking find it.
I always have the card on me. It just makes life easier.
Yeah, I actually checked about that, and they said, well, we stopped issuing cards, and I just clicked together because I never fucking got a card.
Oh.
I genuinely thought that shit would be written on my yellow card, which I still have.
You're isn't it?
The yellow card's the first one.
Yeah, but isn't it on there?
No, it's not. I actually checked. I triple checked. I read it through slowly. It was not there. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not even gonna try and look for that one. I don't even know where the fuck it is.
No one does.
I've not used it since forever. So.
So I have to make a phone call, see what the fuck I need to do. I think I have to submit a form to get it. I just don't ask.
I think they have to do a background check, and then that's about it.
That's gonna be easy.
So what did you do this week?
I watched a couple of movies. I think I forgot. I just finished watching a movie from Argentina called. Well, give me a second. What the Waters Left Behind.
Okay, dude, tell me about this film. And
It's a Argentinian version of Hostel plus The Hills Have Eyes. Best way I can explain it. It's fine. It's not great. It's fine. Cause it was in Spanish, I understood even less than usual, and the subtitles I swear were wrong. Cause it's just
Los Olvidados.
Yeah, exactly.
Muy bien.
And I swear that the subtitles were off, because half the time I was reading through the subtitles, I was like, well, this makes no fucking sense. What the fuck are they talking about?
Spanish isn't terribly hard to understand, though.
Oh, this is Argentinian.
It's Portuguese.
Not Spanish. Yeah. But it's not even that, it's the fact that I don't speak a single shred of it. So I have to read the fucking subtitles. And after I read the subtitles, things make even less sense.
I mean, it doesn't. From what I can see, it doesn't look terrible.
Oh, it's not horrible. It's just, how should I put it? Aggressively mediocre.
Yeah, much like Hostel, then.
Kinda. Well, it's less annoying than Hostel. Give it that much. Although
I remember watching a video of people praising Hostel. For
what?
Yeah, somebody was praising Hostel for being a misunderstood gem from its time.
Well, yes and no. I do understand why they call it a gem, but it's not really a gem.
No,
That makes sense.
I mean, it's Eli Roth trying to capture the magic of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and shit like that, but
Except it actually started a subgenre,
of torture
which it
films.
exactly, which in case means that it was a gem, because it literally started a fucking subgenre,
Yeah, because
and it was a
his idea wasn't to start it, make it call it a torture porn film. His idea was to show off how shit characters can be and craft a decent
well,
mystery.
listen, yeah, but he's just incompetent, so we'll go with that one.
Possible,
Uh,
very possible.
I don't know. I've struggled to think of one good Eli Roth movie.
What other films did he make? Like, I know of the one where the kid does kung fu.
Oh, well, he also did Book of Eli.
He wasn't the director of that, was he?
Oh, he did Cabin Fever, which is actually a
That's
really
the one
decent
where the
one.
kid does the kung fu.
Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever?
Yeah, he's the.
Which one? Wait. Cabin Fever.
That's
No,
the
it's a
2002
different
horror
one I'm
movie.
thinking of, yeah.
Wait, no, he didn't. Why the fuck do I think
He's the
he
producer
Book
of
of?
Cabin Fever.
He's also the director of Cabin Fever.
Is he?
Yeah. He did a
Uh,
fake trailer for.
we did Grindhouse in '07, Hostel in
No,
'05.
he didn't do Grindhouse. He did the Thanksgiving segment of it. Oh God, he did the Green Inferno. Oh no.
Hmm. Where's the one where the kid does the kung fu? What's the name of that one? Okay, I need the
Oh,
director credits for fuck's sake. There we go.
neither
Yeah,
of them.
yeah. Cabin Fever 2002 is the one
Yeah, I've seen
where
it.
the one where
This,
the kid goes
that one,
pancakes.
yeah, that one wasn't that bad. Also, you're wrong. That Cabin Fever is a different movie. Even if it did go for pancakes, it's different.
But that's the 2002
Uh,
one, yeah.
Cabin Fever was actually pretty decent. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't great, but it's definitely not as bad as people say it was.
Yeah, it's more of a
Death Wish,
character thing than anything else, but
that experience show surgeon. Yeah, this one doesn't seem fucking familiar to me. What else? The house with a clock in its walls.
oh, I remember seeing trailers for that.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna watch it. I see Jack Black in it, so that's a no-no for me.
Skidoosh, says Jack Black.
No, he's not he's not like bad. He's just I don't know. I don't enjoy almost none of all of his shit, so I'm just skipping it. Let's just go with that one.
Yeah.
He can definitely be funny. It's like once in a fucking blue moon for me though. Also, I'll never fucking forget him for playing in Never Ending Story 3.
Never ending story. Oh, 3 is terrible.
Oh yeah, and he was in it.
Even 2's terrible. Like, the only never ending story film that's good is the first one.
Even that one's garbage. Fucking read the book.
I don't want to read.
Yeah, I know.
Reading is just no.
Self of Hell, that sounds familiar.
But yeah, I finally got around to watching Seven Psychopaths.
What else did I actually watched something else? Oh, I rewatched Bro in Block, Cell Block 99 or some shit like that.
It's a good film.
You know, oh, that's a really good film. Pretty sure you haven't seen it.
No, I have.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's actually Vince Vaughn at his best.
Yep.
Came too late though.
It's a good time, that film.
Last week did I mention that I watched the what you call it? Oh yeah, The Lodge last week.
No.
Yeah, I watched it because mostly I wanted to fawn over how well Alicia Silverstone looks. Because, you know,
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even fucking difficult at this point. I'm just deluding if I say I know. It's a movie.
Yes.
It's not good.
It's a movie, full stop.
I saw the fucking twist a mile away. It was dumb.
Eh. Can't tell you much
I've,
about that. It's
I've definitely seen worse movies.
The Lodge. Is that the 2019 one?
Yeah.
With kid from It?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's it has an ending. It's definitely not the worst one I've seen. It's just underwhelming. I expected so much more. Got nothing.
Could be worse, I guess. Can always be worse.
I'm struggling to think what's worse, to be honest.
Yeah, I watched Seven Psychopaths finally.
Yeah, it's a mediocre
I've been
movie.
it's a really good time, that film.
It's overhyped as fuck.
It's the same person that made Three Billboards.
I know.
Same director with much of the same cast.
I know, but again, it's a mediocre movie that was highly overhyped.
I like it. It's very well written, and a lot of dumb shit goes on in it. But I didn't do much else apart from that.
Did you play?
I've literally played nothing over the last week. I played a bit of Deus Ex earlier today.
Meh.
And the rest of the time I was laying over there on the bed, staring into space. I bought flour.
Okay.
I went to the Bulgarian shop and saw they had a shitload of Type 500 flour. So I got a bunch of flour. That's good. I mean, I made pizza the other day. It came out fine. It didn't fall apart. It wasn't shit. So I finally have flour in my possession that actually works. And I can actually, pardon me, I can actually make stuff with. I actually have a, Jesus. I actually have a ball going now. And after we finish with this, I'm going to go make a pizza. Gonna make some sauce, make some other things, and yeah. Oh, I finished Riverdale, season 4.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear how shit season 4 is?
No, because I already figured it out.
Yeah, it starts kind of promising with like Jughead goes to another school. Only to turn out that school is evil. And
Again.
And all of that gets resolved halfway through the season.
Again.
Second episode into the season, they start receiving these weird tapes that somebody's leaving at their doors. And
I swear to God, this shit has happened before.
It happens every season. They introduce something at the start. The first season is the most concise out of all of them. Okay, maybe the second as well.
I'm sorry, the first season where Archie's in love with his what was it? His arts and crafts teacher. That can't go on. I want to suck Archie's dick, but he doesn't want to let me suck his dick. So I will ruin his romance trying to get to suck his dick. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It is...
Then I'm gonna go and be high-strung about all of that shit because fucking reasons. Also to kill me.
Yeah. Then season 2 was alright. Season 3 basically started the thing, forgot it for the whole season, and swerved all the way to the front to get it back. Season 4 did the exact same, except the thing that swerved was mentioned once, and it was only returned to in the last 2 episodes. And so the season abruptly ends at episode 19, and there's zero conclusion to it. And nothing gets resolved the whole season, apart from the new school thing. And the rest of it is just mediocre, bland bullshit. One thing I'll say it's about the Riverdale show, and I hope they listen to this, stop doing musical episodes. Because as much as I love schlock, until you learn how to properly mix the episodes, as in to mix them in a way that it makes sense where the voices are coming from and where the music's coming from, stop making musical episodes. Or at least hire somebody that can actually mix vocals properly. Because it just...
Yeah. I also started playing Doom 64.
Oh! That came packaged with Doom Eternal, didn't it?
Yeah, we'll keep single purchase it at some point.
It's a $5, so it's not expensive, but...
Yeah, fucking Night Dive Studio, so good.
Is it good?
Well, I'll put it like this. It doesn't feel like a Doom game. It feels like Quake, early Quake. I don't know why people still confuse it for a Doom game. It honestly doesn't feel like Doom. It's not bad. It's actually pretty decent.
Does it have vertical aim still, or is it still just 2D?
Oh no, it's 2D. Oh, Night Dive kept it as close as possible.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's not even too dark anymore. It's just fine. But it's honestly early Quake.
Okay.
Like, legitimately early Quake. Also, Lost Souls are a fucking menace 3 times as much as as any other game. Fuck the Lost Souls. I hate them.
They're a pain in the ass in all the Doom games, I feel.
No. See, Lost Souls are only a problem for me on Nightmare.
Because there's too
Well,
many, or...
You've never actually played Nightmare because you're a pathetic fucking casual. Do you want me to give you a challenge for next week?
Give me a challenge for next week. Ow.
Doom 1,
Yep.
Episode 1,
Yep.
Nightmare,
Oh.
pistol starting every level. Just Episode 1.
Is that an option to pistol start every level?
I think
Or
so.
do I just select the level after, from the chapter select? Actually download BFG Division again because it's got all the WADs on it.
Why though? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Doom 3 BFG Division has both Doom 1 and 2 on it.
You just need the WADs.
And they're good WADs. Doom. Well, yeah.
You should. Yeah, that's it. Just the first episode.
Just the first episode.
On Nightmare.
On Nightmare.
Also 100%, which means all secrets.
But I still don't know the secrets in episode 1 fully.
Okay, just.
I know the first couple levels, and then after that.
Okay, fuck it. So don't do 100%. So
I can still do it. I'm gonna try and find him. I'm not saying I'm not gonna.
Because you need to do the secret level as well. I think it was cool. Oh yeah, that piece of shit level.
I'll give it a go. I also made a video. I made a video that's very relatable to all of us right now about isolation, and it's the video that made my former boss call me yesterday. Because the video made her cry and she wanted to make sure I was okay.
Okay.
She was like, "Are you living on your own?" I'm like, "We saw each other in December, and even then I told you I live on my own." She was like, "Oh yeah. Yeah, you did." But the video will be in the description of this when it gets uploaded, or I'll post it at some point in the chat if people show up. Apart from that, nothing much else has happened this week. Like the weather's finally been kind of mess, so people have stopped going out, so that's good. Also, what are people protesting for in Bulgaria?
Okay. I want you to sit down and learn this. They want Boku to get down of power.
Why?
Because the person who asked it, of course, on Facebook, is the same person that is currently being what's the word for it? Oh god, English.
Person?
No, give me a second.
Fucking no! Why though? Why does this...
Who's currently being investigated for money embezzling for building his 2 houses from the last fucking vote.
I thought they were protesting something about vaccines.
No, they were protesting Boko. And the same person who actually fucking called for this shit is the same person that could have been investigating for money embezzlement from the same people that he wants fucking. I just don't ask. Just don't ask. People are stupid and crazy, and the shit's not going well.
So the time that
Also,
people should be safe and stay safe, they're going out protesting.
oh, who gives a shit?
And
Man?
crowds.
Who gives a shit about that, man?
It's... Stay home.
No.
Stay safe. China is going through a second wave right now. Just fucking Germany had to relock again because they...
Yeah, and Sweden hasn't locked shit, and it's all fine there.
Yeah, because there's a lot less
what's
people
the
in
point?
Sweden.
No, it's even more people than fucking Bulgaria and all of the rest of them. What's the point? They have more deaths than fucking Denmark, but still less than the UK. But then the UK, we don't fucking talk about that.
Yeah,
thing.
but everybody here is a fucking moron, so...
Exactly. It's just, I mean, what's the point? It's just, what's the point at this point? It's just. Oh, by the way, they relaxed the fucking things, the lockdown in the UK already.
A little bit, yeah.
It's about fucking time.
Still, though, a lot of places are still closed and going to remain closed. Like, I'm probably not going to get back into work until October.
Jeez.
Which is fucking... I mean, I'm still going to get paid until then, which is good. But it's still fucking ridiculous to even consider the fact that I might not be at work until October. Like, I'm still waiting on... A friend of mine's supposed to be getting married in July. And he's going to message us start of June to tell us if he's getting married or not. And then I have to figure out a ticket. And I'm not sure how possible that's going to be, considering that flights are a bit weird right now. We shall see. We shall see many things come June, I guess, or something. Shall we get into the news now that there's much of that? But let me get the transition.
Actually, there is some.
So.
And I just got 2 new trailers up, which I'm going to check while you talk about. I don't know. Oh, by the way, did you hear that they put a bid for Bulgaria to enter the Eurozone?
Were we not in the Eurozone?
So in the EU zone means that we get the fucking EU treatment. We got euros, not levs anymore.
But our economy's kind of shit anyway. Won't euros make it worse?
I don't know, actually. That's the thing, though. I'm just baffled that it's now of all times.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shit time to be casting votes like that, considering the current political
it's not
the whole
fault.
situation.
We're entitled to make a bid, and it's their choice, whether they accept us or not. That shit was never up for people to vote. It was up for the fucking country to.
No, it's not even about that. I'm just confused. Why now?
No one knows why now. It's fucking, but it's getting hilarious.
Of all the times they could have done it, why now? Oh well.
I don't know la.
I don't know la. Okay, Mortal Kombat 11 dropped the Aftermath gameplay trailer.
And no one gives a shit because it's Mortal Kombat and that game's dead.
And guess what? Do you know what RoboCop plays like? He walks and shoots.
And no one cares because that game's fucking dead. This is what happens when you fuck up your whole game from the get-go.
Yeah, some people are going back to Mortal Kombat X because it's apparently the better game of the two. It apparently plays a lot better. What is this? Oh yeah, the Deeper You Dig is a trailer I saw last week, and I was gonna put it up, but I kind of didn't.
Yeah, it's a fine one. I'm mostly looking at Becky, which looks like a piece of shit, but it's a piece of shit that Kevin James, of all people, plays a Nazi leader that's hunting a little child.
I didn't post that one either because I couldn't give any less of a fuck about what Kevin James is doing.
Listen here, little shit. That's actually sounds pretty fucking amazing.
It's like, I usually play stupid fat man. Today I play against type. Whatever.
I mean, we might see something. I mean, we saw a good movie with Vaughn recently, which is cell block, and then he has been putting off some more good movies up.
Yeah, the thing
That's
is
a
though,
thing.
Vince Vaughn is a good actor.
Wait. Tell me one good movie he was before Cell Block 9, Cell Block 99. Don't look at the
Wait,
IMDb
Vince
page.
Vaughn.
Yes.
He is in True Detective.
Second season that no one likes.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's in the Psycho remake. He's in The Cell.
No.
No idea. He's not bad. Not a terrible actor. He needs to close his mouth more when he acts, but he is fucking great in Hacksaw Ridge.
That's still post.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh no, actually it doesn't.
Also, The Deeper You Dig looks good.
It looks fine.
I still don't know what it is exactly about, but it looks very well. It looks shot well, at least. Did that sentence even make sense? It looks well shot. There you go.
Nah, I think that the movie is just gonna bamboozle us because it looks too pretentious for its own good. Yes, you can quote me on that when it comes
Eerie.
out. If it's good.
It's being described as eerie.
That's honestly one of the vaguest, stupidest descriptions I can ever give to a movie. And I will explain why.
It's like describing a Stephen King novel as scary. It's like,
No, I put it as eerie. So what kind of a feeling is eerie? Let's just check the original one.
Like, why you're looking for the
No, the original meaning of eerie. I fucking know. Strange and frightening. Okay.
so creepy.
Also, no. Similar to uncanny, sinister, ghostly, spectral, unnatural, and unearthly. Here's the thing. When you say something like eerie, you're not going for frightening. You're not going.
Normal, odd, curious. Sorry, I'm reading all the synonyms. Go on.
It doesn't matter. When you say something like eerie, it's when you put it on the grading scale, it's not as good as frightening. It's just how should I put it? Scooby Doo can be eerie.
Yeah, it's not as good as frightening or sinister or any other of the current synonyms that we're looking at. Why is rum there?
I don't know.
See, the very last word is rum. How come rum is a drink?
I guess it's an old archaic meaning of the word. I don't know. No one uses those words like that anymore, I think.
Oh yeah, there's an adjective. The adjective for rum is odd and peculiar.
That's an old meaning for the word. I don't think I've ever fucking heard that shit.
Informal, dated. Yeah, it's old. Funny to see that word there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the trailer dropped, and Fujin looks fucking great, but the rest of them I couldn't give any less of a shit about. I used to love playing Fujin in Mortal Kombat 4.
Fair enough.
So, oh yeah, New Mutants cinema released this August. That's the news for that. We're getting New Mutants finally, like we were supposed to get it 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
Does anybody care?
I do, because New Mutants actually doesn't look that bad.
It does. No, I actually wanted a decently horror-focused, creepy X-Men film. Like something a bit more original, even though it's with X-Men characters. Fucking Magic's in it, and she busts out the sword at the end in the trailer. So I wanted to see that, but
you're not gonna see that because fuck you.
We're never gonna get it, are we? We're never gonna get New Mutants at this point. Is anybody even holding out hope? Is my question. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Smash the like button. Hit the bell. Subscribe. Join the notification squad and you will truly be one of the voices from behind. Now onward to our 15-minute explanation of the new poster for a film that isn't going to come out for another 2 years. Join the Patreon, and thanks to the sponsor, Flex Tape. Raid Shadow Legends. Also, Mafia, you know, the games?
Yeah.
We're getting a remake of the first one.
I don't care.
I think it's from the same studio as well.
I know, but I don't care because after I replayed the first game, I can say this without even. It's not as good as people remember.
Oh
It's
no, no,
actually
no!
pretty
It's
bad.
it's not as good as, especially some of the. I remember getting to the racing section where you're supposed to finish
Oh yeah.
first in this little like mini Formula 7 cars or whatever they are.
Yeah, I do remember
And
that
I
part.
remember wanting to pull my fucking nails out because that is one of the hardest, most unfair levels I think ever made in a game.
No.
I'm gonna get Mafia 2 though because it was on sale earlier, so I'm gonna check again because Mafia
Fair
2
enough.
is a really good game with a lot of different possibilities. Because I kind of want to play something different that isn't GTA. Because the Mafia games are usually decent. Like I've still not played the third, although the third didn't exactly it looked like a very simplified version of the second. And oh, I've still got Sleeping Dogs, although I didn't like that one very much. Oh well, we'll see. Come back next week and listen to me talk about nothing again.
Actually, Sleeping Dogs was pretty fine, although the control is a little bit awkward because it's still one of those awkward old school console likes, which would not ever translate them meant to be played on PC.
Yeah, you can play. I played it with a controller and I played alright. You don't aim things in that game anyway. You just drive a car and do martial arts. So
Yeah, but the sensitivities of the fucking chart.
yeah, that's very true. Especially when you drive, it changes.
When you
And
fight. Oh, when you're in giants, fuck, especially on the bikes. Oh, the
because
bikes.
bikes are fucking quick in that game. Like you get on them
Exactly.
and you just.
Exactly. It's way too sensitive.
Right. Speaking of artsy shit, what is this Volition trailer you sent me?
Oh, some Canadian artsy shit that actually looks hilariously bad for some reason.
Oh, that punch. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I mean, props for them for shooting this in 18 by 9 because
I like
it's in the super wide angle.
because it's pretentious. Should I
And
explain this
the
again?
comparison was Looper, Black Mirror, and something else that I just lost.
Exactly. Pretentious.
Robert Rodriguez mixed with Looper and Inception. I mean,
Exactly.
those are the basic light rays effects from
Pre-
Sony Vegas.
pretentious.
Pretentious.
How many times was ago I watched this for like I didn't even finish the whole trailer. I was like, well, this is fucking pretentious as shit.
Should we pull out the
Big dick swinging.
should we pull out the Cambridge? Oh, why did I open it twice? I didn't want to open it twice. Yeah, we should pull out the fuck. What's the word? We should pull out the dictionary meaning of pretentious as well. get the get the
Just because
synonyms.
he's
Pretentious, a movie you shouldn't be seen because it's up its own ass.
attempting to oppress by affecting greater importance of merit than it actually possessed, or in this case possesses. I wonder, a movie made by using Sony effects that try to be Looper, Black Mirror, Robert Rodriguez, and what else did they mention? Because I forgot. Something along those lines.
Inception.
Yeah, sure. Using Sony Vegas effects. That's the fucking definition of pretentious.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Inception is all right.
It's yeah, it's fine. It's not great. It's just fine.
Much
It's
like a
funny.
lot of Nolan films, it got really overhyped for is he in a dream or not. But what the thing is about a lot of Nolan films, people get lost in the whole epic scope of them. And the
Forget
moment
it.
you start to think about them just a bit, the logic of the film completely goes out the window. Like Inception. Oh, is Leo in a dream? Oh, can anybody actually shoot straight in that film?
I don't know. They're all red shirts.
There's a scene in the film where a guy jumps onto a hood of a car, unloads inside the car with a fucking M16 or whatever the gun is, and doesn't hit anyone.
Well, of course, because otherwise you wouldn't have a movie. We'd have a joke. The joke's on them. We still got the joke.
Or like, same as the fucking in the Dark Knight and how incredibly convenient the Joker's plan is. But let's not talk about that. Also, what's this documentary you sent me? There's a documentary about sci-fi films that's coming out, yes?
Yeah, looked interesting.
In
Not
Search
gonna
of
lie.
Tomorrow. I saw Dune on there. I saw Dune, and the spice must flow. Don't watch the Dune film, kids. Don't do that to yourselves. Watch the new one though. The new one's coming out. Also, yeah. Oh, we should watch it. I should watch Aliens again. Aliens is fucking great. Okay. There's Spaceballs on there as well. It's a documentary about films, sci-fi films coming out soon. I know it's already out. Oh no, they're making a Kickstarter. Oh, that was last month. Let's see if they hit the goal. Let's do a live check-in. Okay. In Search of Tomorrow, a 4-hour plus retrospective 80s sci-fi. Good lord. So the goal was £32,000 UK.
Yeah.
They've raised 315,331.
Good for them if they
So
make it good.
10 times the goal.
Yeah.
And they still have 3 days left.
Good for them.
Yeah, good on them. Good on them for getting 10 times more. Okay.
Shit.
Just log. Okay. Open this real quick so I have it ready. Last week, you gave me a film.
A very good film.
Well, apart from the last 20 minutes.
It's supposed to be a funny shit movie.
Doghouse is a 2009 British comedy horror film. Which, did you manage to see at World's End?
No.
These two films have so much in common that it's kind of scary.
Well, I think that this movie predates at World's End.
Oh no, it does. But World's End, I feel like borrows a lot of cues from this film.
Well, like I said, I fucking love this movie, even with its weird ass humor.
The humor isn't weird. I fucking love the humor in this film.
Well, it's weird because basically, we're British, so we do things in a very British manner.
That's also very true.
Mm.
It feels like they tried to modernize Monty Python a little with the way they approached humor.
That's not exactly true, because it's not indicative only of this movie. It's every movie up to the decade, because basically British movie making and literature has kind of fallen apart, and now everybody just tries to fucking be the next Douglas Adams, but be exactly the same Douglas Adams, except miss why Douglas Adams was so good. And it's the same with that's they trying to be the next Monty Python, except don't understand why Monty Python was good to begin with.
Monty Python was good because it was actually funny. And they weren't trying hard to be funny because they were generally like funny people.
Yeah, but here there's still some talented act here. Those are really talented actors.
Yes.
It's kind of the humor itself is fallen down to this exact stereotype that it has to be this, otherwise it's not gonna be considered funny.
Yeah, but a lot of the funny comes from their interactions with each other as well.
Yeah, because that's just fucking shithousery at its finest.
So it basically follows a bunch of friends whose names I already forgot, apart from Vince, who's the main guy.
It's Vince, Neil, Mickey, or Mikey, depends on how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Graham,
Matt,
Patrick,
and Banksy.
Yeah, Banksy. I mean, he literally just appears to die, and that's it.
Yeah, so Stephen Graham plays Vince, a Scouse boy who is getting divorced. So they obviously all his friends are like, "Oh no, we're gonna take you to this little village where Mikey's grandma lives because she's away for the weekend, and we're gonna have a nice, we're gonna go to the pub, get smashed, and then, chill out over the weekend to cheer you up." So they go there only to find out that the city's overrun by female zombies from a virus that only affects women, and all they do is kill men. They don't kill each other. They fight with each other over men.
Let me just stop you here.
Yes.
Stephen Graham's gonna be in the new Venom.
Why? You
Oh.
mean Venom? Let There Be Carnage?
Yes, the new Venom.
Yeah.
Because God knows the first one was good, Kappa.
The first one made a shitload of money. I think that's why they greenlit the sequel straight away.
Because people were stupid.
Yeah, a
And
lot
they
of
just
people were
watched
left
it.
baffled by the fact that it made so much in so little time. And people are like, it's not bad, I had fun. It's not a good film. Like, there's saving graces about it, but they don't do it enough. They don't do enough to completely save it.
Continue.
So then we are thrown into this little romp where these idiots try to survive in this little town, a little village, which is smack dab in the middle of nowhere. And it's a lot of running about, a lot of screaming, a lot of dumb, silly gags of them getting trapped in different places and running about like fucking idiots, trying to rescue each other from the zombos. And some of the funniest zombies. I think the whole idea of it is there's a lot of slapstick and a lot of dark slapstick and like weird humor. But the fact that all the zombies are stereotypes as well. There's not just a lady. There's not just a woman. There's Julie, who's the clerk in the store. There's the zombie who's the hairdresser and she's smoking hot and she's wearing fucking stockings and a short skirt. There's the cosplaying evil witch lady from the witch shop who has massive bazongas and is thick. There's a lady with the axe who's again in stockings, but she's also married. There's the old lady who has a little walker and she fights people with the walker. And of course there's the massive, really, really fat lady who eats guys' fingers and puts them in a cake.
Oh, who's also trying to pretend she's a cougar.
Yes. So a lot of this is, again, it's easier to see the film than me explain it. But I'll say that there's a lot, they subvert a lot of stereotypes in it, which is great, as in the black guy doesn't die first. He actually has a great scene where he has to try and break into like an army truck. And that
was kind of funny.
He resolutes to getting a brick and throwing it at the army truck, only for the brick to bounce back in his face because it's bulletproof.
Not once, but twice.
Yeah, because they're all idiots. Apart from Vince, like the guy that's getting divorced.
He's also an idiot. Come on.
Yeah, they're all absolute morons, and the gay guy out of all of them is the only one that has a shit together for the most part of the film. And they get to the pub, and that's when the revelation hits. Then, after they get out of the pub, they see an army man fighting a woman. And obviously at this point, they don't know about the zombies. So the first thing they do is they fight the army man while the woman is trying to kill them in the background. And they manage to run away and get to the van where they were at, only to find out that the van driver who got him there, she also got affected by the virus. And all the other zombies were already waiting inside the van because they were canoodling together or something. I don't know. But it turns out that the zombies are relatively organized because we start off with like Romero types where they're slow and easily like you can shove them and they won't come back. But they're also female zombies. So they only get aggravated by the sight of men. But if the men disappear for even 2 minutes away from their field of view, they forget about the men because they're, as I quote, easily distracted.
For now.
Yeah. And the army guy is like, yeah, you don't know, this is top secret, blah, blah, blah. And turns out it was a military experiment to solve wars to where they can just turn certain they can turn the women onto the men, against the men in different towns by some sort of virus, which was in the washing up liquid, mind you. Because clearly men don't use the washing up liquid, only women use the washing up liquid.
Oh, God.
Not the liquid, sorry, the detergent. And
Yes.
so the military man's like, we have these dolphin speakers set up everywhere, and they let out a beep that stops the zombos in their tracks and kills them or damages them. So they tried to work it, but apparently the dolphin speakers weren't working. So they run to this church where they're gonna. It feels like that should have been the last battle, sort of, where the battle takes place, but it isn't. And this is one of the funniest scenes in the whole film, where they're all in the church and they're like, "We might die here. Which of these zombies is the hottest, you think?" And they have a discussion, like a 2-minute discussion about who fancies which zombie of the ladies. And somebody says the one with the axe, and they go, "No, she's married."
And that was beforehand.
Was it? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, that was beforehand when all of them were alive, including the comic book geek. He was like, "Oh, so who do you fancy?" He was like, "Oh, I like the one with the way just she's married."
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one with the scissors is the hottest one. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair enough.
And then phase 2 happens, apparently, because we don't get much backstory as to what happened. All we know is it's a military thing. Phase 2 happens where the zombies become smarter and more and faster, even though they're still kind of the same. And
they still die.
yeah, and we lose a big portion of our cast until we're left with Vince, Mikey, and Neil. Neil is the womanizer who everybody hates at the start, but then everybody kind of learns to love, even though he's a prick the whole film, which is the funniest part. So it's only
he's basically just being British.
Yeah, it's only the 3 of them left. It's the type of guy that I wouldn't want to serve at the pub because I feel like punching if I still work there. So the 3 of them escape, and then turns out the gay guy's still alive, and he is in the church where the nest, quote unquote, is, where all the women gather the men's bodies where they eat them. And they turn the van around to go back in to save him. Because this point they managed to get the van.
Because the great mates made.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. They're all childhood friends, and they stick out for each other. Even though the funniest bit is when they leave the guy on top of the billboard and they run away from him and separate in 2 groups. So he's just left on his own. Know. Yeah. And there's a great gag with... There's a lot of great gore. There's a very good practical effects. Not great CGI. Not great digital effects, I'll say that. But practical effects are pretty good.
I don't think they actually had a lot of physical the CGI effects.
When the billboard falls, that's practical.
I mean, sure.
Again, the thing I'll say about the last 20 minutes, up until that point, the movie's great, but then I feel like it just screeches to a halt, and you're kind of like left with, what are they gonna do? Where's this going? And it kind of goes nowhere, and it's a very weird bit where it starts from them being super distressed and unhappy about their friends dying, but then they go back to joking again. Like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't take itself seriously anyway. But
like it shouldn't.
Yeah, it's just a bit weird the way they approach it. And then the movie ends strangely, like, because they're all fucking idiots. They managed to break the remote which controls the dolphin thing they managed to fix. So the zombies go...
Of course. Listen, like real men.
Yeah, so the zombies go rabid again, and we just end on a freeze, like a fucking sitcom style freeze frame of them pushing the gay guy in a shopping cart, running down the street, being chased by the women.
Yes.
So we don't know if they survive. We don't know if they
die. No.
Probably not. But the whole idea of the film is that they're all idiots, and they're womanizers, and they're...
I mean, no, because it finished on this. It finished on this amazing speech by Vince. He goes like, it's fucking stupid that you 2 assholes are the only ones that survive, because you always fuck up, but not
yeah,
me.
all the nice guys died, and all the pricks survived.
Yeah, I was like, why is that fair?
He crasses up Mikey for ruining his marriage. Crasses up Neil for being a womanizer. He's like, I'm a nice guy.
Wait, how the fuck did Mikey ruin his marriage?
Mikey was on the verge of ruining his marriage because he was having a bunch of.
Oh.
It started off with Mikey having a massive argument with his wife right outside his house,
I
and he
mean,
lied to her like
he's
3 times in 2 minutes.
listen. His wife was kind of a prick as well. Come on.
Well, yeah,
It's like,
most women, like all women in this film, are just described as pricks. They're apart from the driver, who's a sassy lady, who's also smoking. But
yeah, I checked her career stuff, and it's practically games. She's done a lot of games.
good on her.
Yeah, that was interesting. But do you know what the funniest thing is? It kind of subverted your expectations because you're thinking that Vince will go out with Candy or Ruth, how her name is.
Because they actually have a pretty good the two of them have a pretty good conversation in the front of the bus on the way to the village.
But this shit happens and no more Mr. Candy.
Ruth gets infected, and again, there's a lot of great practical bits because
it's also weird. How the fuck did she get infected?
Because it only affects women, and it's in the air.
But in that case, why? I mean, that's just me nitpicking. But what's the actual fucking range of this?
Don't know. I have no idea, but still funny. But there's a lot of jokes that will go over people's heads that aren't very familiar with like UK culture.
With British people being British.
Yeah, especially with a lot of the zombies, because it's like you can imagine somebody going, "Oh, what funny thing it would be if the shop clerk was a zombie and her name was Julie, little Julie from down the street. She's up here being a zombie." It's a lot of those British quirks that. I mean, at this point, people are a lot more savvy to other cultures, but I still feel like some of the jokes will go over people's heads. Still funny though. Great again, it's a very slapsticky film, so you can watch it for that. It's just a bunch of idiots being idiots, having zero character growth and zero development.
I mean, they all got some.
Yeah, they all have their quirks and stuff, and
I think that the funniest thing, the funniest thing is how Vince just Neil just stayed the same the whole time.
Yep.
It's like, nah.
You think that Neil will be the guy who will turn face at the end and have a character arc of some sort, but he still stays as a womanizing prick by the end.
Yeah, but that kind of saved his life.
Yeah.
He's able to be...
There's a lot. Even though there's a bit where he falls on this bed with these 3 hot zombies that start fighting over him, and you can see a glimmer in his eye where he's like,
"Oh, I want to watch this.
Should I stay? Should I stay?
Or should I go? Should I stay or should I go?"
Oh shit! I dropped my pencil. But yeah, it's a good time. I recommend this film as being a good time. Apart from it fizzling out in the last 20 minutes.
It's indicative of most movies in England.
Yeah. So I'm torn now because I know for a fact that you're probably going to give me a classic for the end of the month or something.
Never know.
Because you said that we're starting on a classic and ending on one, but I'm not sure what to give you for next week. Because I can give you a kind of funny movie that's kind of shit, but we can talk a lot about it. Because I know you'll probably lambast it to hell, which I'll be more than happy if you did. Or I can give you a film with Arnold where he actually acts. Oh shit!
But you're cool.
Warm Bodies.
Oh yeah, that movie.
It's for next week then. We're not talking about Arnold acting. Because Warm Bodies is actually pretty decent, even though it's like a young adult zombie film that has a bunch of romance in it.
I don't think so. I think it's pretty bad.
It still has some funny shit in it.
Yeah, of course it does. Almost every movie has, if you know where to watch.
Has some really good, really, really, really good comedy scenes in it, especially with the zombies trying to communicate. It's not like, what's his name? Cass. It's it's not Nicholas Hoult that does it. It's Rob Corddry that's in the film. He is the standout in that film because he's fucking funny in it. He's the one that kind of carries the film, and that's the funniest part about it. But yeah, we are watching Warm Bodies for next week, which is not a good film, but made way
I
too much
mean,
money than it should have.
I think it came out during a better time
Yeah.
because people actually appreciate it for what it was and what it isn't.
Yeah, it came out in the time where Hunger Games and shit like that was popular, and this film makes a lot of sense for that time period, I guess. Because this type of film you won't see anymore because people would just say it's pandering, which I wouldn't blame them for because it was pandering at the time and still not terrible, I guess. There's a lot to, not a lot to unravel, but there's quite a bit to talk about with that film. Because my other option, I wanted to give you either White Zombie or, oh, where'd it go? Was it Maggie? Was it?
Oh, Maggie. Oh, dear Lord, that movie.
Yeah. The other option was White Zombie with Bea Lugosi.
Oh, I remember that one.
No one gives a fuck about Bea. Oh, that movie's only an hour. Still a good film, though. Not much zombie-ish, but still a good film. It's like not a lot of zombie. It's only zombie in name because he's the zombie lord in it or something. I don't remember. It's been
That's only never actually.
it's been a long while since I've seen that film. Still though, it's a film made in '32 and has better writing than some films made today. So it says something. So yeah, Voices from Behind. Zombie month. Another one bites the dust of the zombie. Is this us then?
Well, I think so. I'm not exactly sure what else can we do, because like I say every week, we do nothing.
Yep.
So what the fuck? I want the shit to get out, to be fucking done. I don't care.
Yeah, I said it last week, but I kind of want to be back at work and kind of want to be around people a little bit.
So do I, because I'm starting to do a lot of stupid shit and I'm not happy with it.
Yeah, my sleeping schedule is fucked right now.
I actually fixed mine. Imagine that. I actually fixed it. I forced myself and I fixed it.
I mean, I'm gonna have to force myself, but I went to bed at 6 o'clock. Well, this morning. And
I'm going to bed at like fucking 10 at this point, maybe 1 at best 1. And wake up at 8.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing something about that because it's going to fuck me if I don't. When I eventually do have to go back to work, it's really gonna fuck me. So yeah. Have you got anything to add, sir?
Oh yeah, I'm playing Barstow 4.
What's that? It's a video game?
Yes. You'll not enjoy it. It's
Oh no.
fun. It's fun, but it's highly difficult and pissing me off.
It's a dungeon crawler. Dungeon crawler. There we go. I said it. Oh, I forgot. There's another thing of news a bit late now, but Unreal 5 released a tech demo.
Yeah, I saw it's shit. Fucking fight me. It's shit. I said it.
I'm not saying it's shit. I'm saying it's a controlled environment, and there's no guarantee games are gonna run like that.
Exactly. It never does.
The amount of people that got excited, like, oh, look at it, it's so pretty, and it's only running on a PS5, and it's like with 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Real time.
Literally the easy. Wait. So it's already got PS5 that's gonna have consistent specs for the rest of the fucking life cycle, and you're impressed? Excuse me? Do you even know how this shit works?
Like, it's running on a PS5 with 8K textures in real time. I'm like, it was running at 24 frames a second.
Exactly. It's not good.
I just, like, people need to realize that what we were promised with the current generation when it came out was 60 frames a second at 1080p, okay?
But it doesn't matter.
We never got that on the modern consoles up until recently. It was either 1080 at 30 or 24 with like games with that PlayStation game that had the fucking borders on it, or upscaled 720p up to 1080 at 60. The only game that actually took the most that it could from the PS4, for instance, is Bloodborne, even though it ran at 30. because that game pushed the PS4 to like its limits, even though it was one of the earliest releases that it had. But yeah, if that can run at 4K 60, which it won't on a PS5 or Xbox, whatever the new one is called, don't bother trying to make it. Like, it looks impressive, but again, controlled environment, and it wasn't a 60 FPS, so okay.
No.
It's like, these are hyper textures. Yes, I can see that. We use the movie textures that we normally wouldn't use for video games. So guess what? Most games won't be using those textures at all because they will need to scan their own textures in, which a lot of developers won't do.
Pretty much.
So to put it bluntly, we're not going to see games that look like that for a long time. Well, games that look like that and run properly for a long time at the start of the cycle.
Oh, you never know. We might actually see some.
We might, and they're going to run at 24 frames a second, and people are going to have an outrage about it. And they're going to point at that tech demo and go, "Look at the tech demo," and it's like, yeah, the tech demo was also running at 24 or 30 or whatever.
I mean, I do understand it, but sometimes it's kind of not well made by the developers. Like,
Yep.
how should I put it? Give me a second. You know that fucking Spider-Man trailer and the whole debacle with the fucking textures? Basically,
Yeah.
people were unhappy that the game didn't look as well as it did on the trailers, which made absolutely no sense because the game and the trailers, they're supposed to look better than it does because it's a hype thing. And when you get the final product, some things will be sacrificed for performance. Performance stuff. So they did revert it in the end, barely, but people were still really bummed out about it.
Well, people are bummed out about The Witcher 3 as well, because that game had a completely different look before it launched on consoles, because consoles couldn't run it, so they had to bump the textures down, even though it still looked good on PC.
Well, who knew? Because you have unlimited fucking... I just fucking console peasants. I don't know. Could be worse.
Nothing wrong with consoles, but...
I mean, consoles are fine, for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. I wouldn't mind having a PlayStation 5 right now because it's going to have backwards compatibility as well. So will the new Xbox. Speaking of, actually, now that you say consoles, do you know what's one of the most common ads I've been getting on YouTube?
What?
Stadia.
Oh yeah, Stadia's completely free. It's been free for like a month.
Is it?
Oh, you didn't know?
Do you just buy the games? Is that what it is?
No, yeah, pretty much. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, like the rest of us, you don't give a shit about it.
I thought they like buried it, and now I'm getting ads for it.
Well, no, they didn't bury it, because of course they won't bury it.
Stadia. Let's Google Stadia.
No, yeah, that shit's currently free.
Try now. Get and install access to a collection of games with 2 months of Stadia Pro. And none of the games are games I want to play. Want to play Stadia on your TV? Bring games into your living room. Stadia Premier Edition. Oh no.
Yes.
Stadia is now free for anyone with a Gmail account. Google opened up the service to everyone on April 8th, and those who sign up will receive 2 free months of Stadia Pro, which comes with 9 free games in April, including Grid, Destiny 2, The Collection, and Thumper.
What's Thumper?
I don't, no idea. It's in the press release, so let's see. Oh, is it Stadia exclusive? Or Stadia?
Stadia.
What the fuck is Thumper? Thumper it's a rhythm game.
Okay, so I'm not gonna play it, because the only rhythm game I'd actually like to play is none other than Necro Dancer.
I thought you were gonna say Audio Surf.
Nah, that shit isn't even a proper one.
I remember playing Audio Surf back in the day.
No, that's fine. I also played it.
You just load up your own songs and that's the good thing about it.
Yeah, everybody uses it like that.
Do you remember that? Oh, it's $6.99 on Steam as well, Audio Surf. So it's not mega expensive either. Oh, do you remember? You know that the infamous, I should say, video of the black guy cooming inside the white woman and screaming for like a good minute, where he goes and screams like a crazy person. Yeah, there's a Audio Surf version of that. It's the hold on, let me find it. Audio Surf scream.
Question is, do I care for it?
Oh yeah. There it is. I found it. Let me see. Let me see if it's the real thing. Hold on. I'll turn it down. Turn it down. Oh. It's called Big Ben 03. Yeah. Is it the right one? Tell me it's the right one, please. Yeah. it's the right one. There you go. Oh, I forgot about forgot this existed. Right then, we're gonna end it at that. I'm not gonna play it on the stream because I don't want to get demonetized I don't want to get the video hidden. Not that we monetize these anyway, but I'll play us some music to escort us into the night, and we shall find us on all the usual spots: Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, and here every week.
And do your job and keeping this shit fucking over with.
What?
Just please, fucking stop the
stream. Stop the stream.
Stop everything. Stop the isolation. Stop all of it.
Yeah. Goodbye, folks. See you next week.